Yo, Trav, what is good, my guy?
What's good?
Welcome
What's
to the
good?
podcast, man.
Hey,
It's good.
thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me, brother. What's good,
Yeah,
man?
man, I'm good. I'm good. It's an honor, pretty much, to have you on because you're the whole point about this podcast is to bring on streamers, gaming content creators, who are further than I am in my journey,
Mm.
who can share some knowledge and bless us smaller creators with the things to do pretty much to get to a higher place to where we are from where we are now to make this kind of thing a reality. And so you're I think the first guest I've had on who's partnered with Facebook, which is amazing
Yeah.
accomplishment. Please, let us know who are you and what are the things you do on Facebook.
Yeah. So like my name specifically is Trav. Everybody just calls me Trav, but I represent Blackline Gamers, which is pretty much a community of individuals who just loves gaming, man. I think the community really came together just from the love of games. I was able to get partnered on Facebook by playing Mortal Kombat, did a lot of Mortal Kombat content, tournaments, things like that. Once I realized the community was a gamer just like I was, we started venturing into like Pokemon and, the BRs. And it just really went from there, man. And 3 years running, feeling good, loving it, man. Loving it.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a part of the community for a hot minute, man. It's been like
Yeah.
2 years, I think. I came through, and I think the thing that I really loved about your community was just the family, man.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it was so homely. Like
Yeah.
when I went in, everybody was greeting me. You were greeting me. Um, BLG love, and you're playing Apex, I believe. If that was
Mhm.
yeah, but you still do. Um,
Yep.
yeah, it was very like it made me feel like okay, like this is kind of like the thing that I want to do for myself.
Mhm.
Build a community that's that strong. When going about that, man, like how did you bring together like such a strong bond in your community? Is it just like you just being able to like flow with them, or was there like a certain way you did that for anybody who like really wants to like build a community streaming?
Build that type of community. Like with me, I would say, man, building that type of community, it takes a lot of transparency. Like you
Yeah,
you have to be honest. I would say you have to be yourself because you're really building like friendships with people that you never met. I didn't know that that was like possible in that scope until I started becoming a content creator because you start building people who you essentially see every day,
yeah,
talk to every day. Once you think about it, it's crazy. And like it kind of started, like I said, with Mortal Kombat because of the tournaments. I love commentating and stuff like that. So because of the tournaments, it brought a wide range of people who play games, who just watch games, who enjoyed the tournament, just want to watch for entertainment. And
yeah,
then once I decided to switch to other games, the people who would come back, you know, that is, you use that time to really just talk to people, ask them about what they got going on in their days, things like that, man. And kind of just, like I said, build friendships with, if that's the
yeah,
type of community you want, if that's what you want. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. I know that you like host these tournaments too, right? Or were these like before you were hosting, or was this like you were going to like these tournaments?
This was like in the midst of me hosting because I started doing them pretty early. So it was
Oh, that's cool.
on like fighting games, you can do open lobbies, do King of the Hills, people come in.
Yeah.
That's really where it generated,
Oh,
multiplayer game. So yeah.
that's hella cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually curious about your tournaments. Actually, like, what's up with that? That's pretty cool. You be bringing in
Yeah.
like mad people for these fighting tournaments, Dragon Ball Z, Fighter Z
Mhm.
tournaments. Um, uh, you guys be hosting them. Tell me a little bit more about how you set those up.
So to be fair, I haven't done one in a while, but I got one in the making.
Yes.
But when we were on our run, we did it like I believe, bro, we did a tournament like 24 months straight, like 2 years straight. Every month we had a tournament, and it was just essentially the best players on the platform. At least I just made it an open invitation. It was $10, but like I put it out to the whole platform. Like if you think you can win, sign up. And it was only $10 to get in, but we did a community fund for the pot, so people would donate to the pot. Sometimes it got up to like $800, and people would compete, and it just was great content, man. And I was able to do what I love, which is commentate, hype up the show and stuff like that. So yeah, it was it's pretty good, and I plan on bringing that back.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
like also like charity streams too, right? For those.
Well, not specifically for the tournaments, but we've
Okay.
done like charity streams and stuff as well, but not specifically through the tournaments though. No.
For sure, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
how long have you been streaming for?
Um,
Actually.
so I start like I'm at about 3 years now. I started in
Okay.
March of 2019. That's when I created my page. And then I think I
Damn.
started streaming like in April, around April 2019.
Ah,
All
damn.
Facebook, man. First on Facebook. So yeah, it was a unique
Yeah.
situation, you know.
Very much. Wait, so
Yeah.
okay, so you started on Facebook pretty much Facebook gaming was just starting, I think, right around there,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
man, see, so I started on Facebook at the end of 2019. Like I would say like almost like January 2020.
Hmm.
Um you definitely was definitely in like a good prime spot. I've been like trying to tell everybody to get on Facebook at least since then because it's
Hmm.
been such a easier place to grow start from zero, from like absolute
Zero.
zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
um and at least I was having like that early growth. But when you started, what was your, I guess, experience at that time?
Mhm.
Moving up through the ranks of like, getting more followers, promoting yourself, and like when you first started, like how did you end up like getting to the point where you're your partner now?
Yeah. Honestly, man, it was consistency. And like you said, it was a new platform. So, I think timing plays a huge part in it as well. And like when I got on, when I started, I just never stopped. I did it every day. I streamed every day for at least 3 hours, you know.
Uh,
And I think that made a difference in the early line of Facebook gaming, always being there, getting your name out there, being consistent. And I was one of the few playing Mortal Kombat, which was the most popular fighting game at the time. So it did well, man. I think timing and consistency played a huge part, man.
yeah, yeah, I would say that's kind of something I'm struggling with, honestly. is
Yeah,
the consistency, man? Because it's like um the thing that is hitting me a lot is how do you balance it with like real life work stuff, family. My whole thing is like I don't stream very much every day, but I ended up like making a really good community just being frequent. So showing up on time here and there for my streams, having a schedule. But you're saying like every day. When in the beginning you just went in, you're just
I
grinding.
just, yeah, I just, and it definitely took a lot of sacrifices, because I worked a full-time job.
Mhm.
Um, so I just, committed to the 3 hours, and like I said, if it didn't work out, I definitely would have pulled back and, got everything back balanced. But at the time, it was something that I really wanted to do. I was
Right.
really enjoying it. So I was like, I'm just gonna just stay consistent. And my plan was like every day for a year and just see what happens. And um, just the journey was able to take off a little quicker than usual, and it
Mhm.
just, made it worth it. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Like, I think you said something really important with like the year. You gave it like a year for it to
Mhm.
work, pretty much. Um, I think that's a good timing because even for me, when I do a lot of things, like at least a year. If you go in hard on
Mhm.
something and it works, or it doesn't work, I think a year is a good time, to actually like test and see for things to actually work.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying like quit after the year. I'm just saying like give
Yeah,
it your all, like make
yeah,
some sacrifices, and then like sometimes you got to pull back on the sacrifices if it isn't paying off. That's
oh
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, when it comes to like, the journey to getting up to like partnership, like, well,
Mhm.
first off, let me know if you're comfortable like answering answering this question. But what is like partnership like with Facebook?
Yeah. Basically, and in all honesty, if I'm gonna be honest, like I'm a pretty straightforward guy. Like you get the certification, you get that badge that says you're a partner. You get a partner manager, and you get access to support and stuff like that. You get access to like beta programs, different things. So it is good, to strive. Definitely, you want to strive and partner with these gaming companies, but without being a partner, nothing should hold you back. Nothing should hold you back. You have access to a lot of the tools, and it just depends on your research and trends. People have to pay attention to trends and the algos, how these games work and stuff like that, man, and use the platform to your best ability, man.
Yeah, so you're saying okay, so you're saying like don't focus on even trying to become well, not trying to become partner, but don't look at that as like you got to do that to in order to make it, right? But
Right?
like
No.
you can make it just being, not even partnered, but even like as you're going through the journey, you're making it.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely agree with that. With at least in my experience, it's been you know, I actually only have like at the time of this recording, I only have like 850 followers, but like my
Mhm.
community is pretty strong. Like we pull in quite a few people when I stream, and there's a lot of chats going, donations are going, like things are happening. And so,
Yeah.
even at less than 1,000, bro, it's I definitely agree with what you're saying there. Would you recommend people right now to stream on Facebook, or um, how would you
Like
how would you
currently, like right now,
yeah, like
like
so
today.
because I know things are quite changing in the way
Hmm.
of streaming. Twitch is popping off with their mess. Boy, Twitch is popping off with their mess. And then you have, Facebook's internal mess, and then, YouTube as well. I mean, their UI is quite, weird when it comes to streaming, or just live streaming in general. But you know, what would your advice be for like someone's just starting out and like looking for a platform to, stay on, stream on?
I think that the currently it's moving towards favoring content creators over streamers, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. So if your intentions is to go and live stream, you just have to change your purpose of live streaming, I think. And what I mean by that is people live stream to grow a community, live stream to get more people watching. But now I think you should live stream to create content. Like whatever you live stream, um,
Perfect.
have an intention on making a video out of it, or how can I make some shorts or some reels out of it? Because right now you want to be posting a lot of short form content, your TikToks, your reels, shorts on one platform. They all have different names. They're the same thing. And I think that's the best way currently is your time is better used putting out short videos than it is being live at the moment, because it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Like it's a lot.
Do
Yeah.
you- yeah, I love what you said there. I really want to go down that path. I think we might come back to it later. But what do you mean by there's a lot going on? I'm just wondering.
Well,
Like,
just let's just go by like in the news, like the
mm,
big things in the news. The viewership on Facebook is down
mm,
70%. The stock is down. All of the controversy on Twitch with the bans and the people saying and doing things and getting away with it over here, but on another hand, not getting away with it. And then YouTube is just a really hard platform in general to just have discoverability. If you're not like, YouTube is the you really really have to grind to YouTube. So
yeah,
it's just a lot of people want to just go live and just hope that the algorithm would do the work, when it would have in 2019 on Facebook, and
yeah.
maybe it would have back in the day on Twitch, and YouTube probably never would have happened like that. But yeah, but
In terms
um,
of gaming, I would say, yeah, it's quite difficult. When I started on Facebook back in 2020, like the beginning of 2020, things were quite different. Like it was the place to be if you wanted to just stream and then grow a community from there. But now, And I've been on and off. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I've been on and off in terms of streaming, because of just life changes, job changing, a different, like, in real life situations where I had to like jump away from streaming and prioritize something else. Just because at the time I wasn't making any type of like income from it that was significant to be like,
Mm,
yeah, I can put this as a part-time thing. But like now, now that I'm back doing it, I see it very differently, even on other platforms. And just like you're saying, it's almost like I kind of thought like streaming was dying, you know
mm,
like streaming, just gaming, was actually like dying, or it was like starting to fade as a fad kind of thing.
mm.
But now that you said it, and our previous guest said kind of the same thing, when it comes to streaming, that it's all starting to become video on demand, like content on the side, and everybody's having to become like a content creator, as far as like or as you put it, like a um I'm sorry, how did you put it? You
Mm.
said it was
Well, I
like
just like content creator versus a streamer. Like it's a
content
different
creator.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so
Yeah,
like you have to stream to create content instead of just streaming to, it's different. It's just a different mindset, I think,
yeah,
the way
for
you
sure.
approach it. Yeah. The way you approach.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
streaming to make content is pretty much. I mean, that kind of makes it a lot easier too. If
Yeah,
we're
it
gonna be
does.
honest,
Yeah, it does. Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Some people can go live. I mean, not go live, excuse me. Some people can, do pre-recorded content and, intentionally go to make a video with voice recordings and stuff like that. That stuff is pretty difficult.
Yeah,
And, salute to people who do that because that's the type of content that thrives as well. But if you can go live and engage with the live audience and then knowing that you're about to record a video and take that time out and like lock in, record that video while you're live and then get out of that mindset and then back to the live chat, that's a skill as well. So well,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I think that's hard actually. That is the hard part about it, is being able to act like interact with the chat while thinking, in the future I'm gonna make a video out of this.
Hmm.
I think sometimes you have alerts. Yeah, you
Hmm.
have alerts on your streams. They do pop up when I'm recording or like streaming as well. How do you actually? So you're making like short content and like standalone content, like video on demand VODs.
Hmm.
How do you Are you recording those separately while you're streaming, or are you like just grabbing your
um
stream and then like
so
editing
a
and
lot
chopping
of the
that?
times it's just like I have your replay buffer on. Excuse me.
Oh, yes.
You're familiar with the replay buffer, right?
Mhm.
So you'll have the replay buffer on and you can just like grab a clip, 3-minute clip of what you've done. And yeah, it'll have the alerts and you talking to chat and stuff. So you got to hope that you can cut it out, or use it to your advantage. But also, um, like when I do Pokemon, I'll cut my alerts off. I'll let the chat know, hey, y'all, I'm not going to be reading comments during this whole gym. I'm recording a video. So I would just tone everything out and just lock in the content creator mode. Just lock
Yeah.
in the content creator mode and just record a video live and then edit it up later.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. I never even thought about that. Okay, so like just letting the chat know, hey, up front, like, hey, this is gonna be a video, and I
Yeah.
won't be responding too much to you guys. But damn, so ah man, so I'm so bad at segueing at the current moment because like this is a new thing, the
Mhm.
podcast. I really do want to talk about the gyms. Are you excited about the Pokemon?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Right.
I love Pokemon, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm one of the people who don't mind change. I know there's people who don't like, different type of Pokemon and the changes where it's going. Like I don't mind it. Bring
yeah.
it. Let's
Let's
play it.
go. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Well, I think this next one I got it pre-ordered, man. I think this next one's gonna be the one. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
cause it's uh, it's basically like my dream come true for Pokemon. I've been wanting like a Pokemon game like this since, boy, I don't know, like I was 10 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
remember the ones on GameCube? Like the ones on GameCube, Coliseum and like Dark Gale. Actually, I got that shit on the I got that shit on the racker. Pokemon, what is it? Gale of Darkness? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That shit is good. Those 3D Pokemon where you kind of have like an open world. It's not really open, but like you have destinations and stuff like that. Um, and I always wanted a Pokemon game like that, but like you could go and do like the whole gym battle stuff,
right,
and
right.
pretty much like
Yeah.
Arceus, but like there's gyms. So like this one, oh man, I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Oh yeah, man. We
It's gonna
got
be
what 1 week left, if that, like 5 days.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
We've been so
excited.
blessed this last quarter of the year with all these games.
Yeah,
And like God of War just popped off. Still popping off. The what we had a few games last month that came out. When it comes to like streaming for gaming content, at least, what's your opinion on like what's like your advice on like trends? If you're a variety streamer, because
mm,
I'm a variety streamer. I stream a lot of different games. And I tend to stick with AAA big titles. And so, like, what's your advice for like jumping into streaming those games? How do you like keep retention and when you switch games and
yeah.
that kind of stuff?
That's actually a part of the challenge still. Trying to keep the community engaged while you're trying these different games. Um, you know, Definitely, like if you're just starting out, like when you're building a community, I always recommend trying to focus on, a single game or, similar content to get a core community. But I think that's still a part of the problem as well. And I wouldn't say problem, but a part of the journey is figuring out how to do it.
Yeah.
I would recommend just making sure you're, just not just sitting there being a viewer of the game, like your viewers of your stream. So you got to make them watch the game and watch you. So you have to, make them laugh, engage, make sure your reactions are on point and stuff like that. So just make it a show altogether.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Make it a show for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to at least with friends, family who want to stream, try to make sure that they understand that when you go live, you're not just playing a game, but you're committing to a show. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think that's like really important that people understand that is like when you hit that live button, you got to make sure, hey, like why am I hitting live? If somebody came to watch me, would they be entertained by me and not just the game? Because these games are available, like people can just play them, if they want to know like what's going on, or they could go on YouTube and check out a video. But like in terms of, hey, is this game, or I'm sorry, is this streamer gonna be like worth my time watching? You gotta like think about that before you hit that live button and
Mhm.
at least commit to that. At least if you're going for this, if you're like trying to build a community, if you're trying to make it a part time, full time kind of thing. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Like make sure you think of it as kind of a show. That's kind of like how I go about it as well. I think my issue is standing out. I guess you know what I mean. I guess that kind of goes back towards being on like a platform that's kind of relatively new, so that it's a little bit easier to stand out. I know that you were talking about now that you're streaming on Facebook now, you're are also like going and doing other platforms. Uh, I don't know. What's your insight on that? Like, what did you make that decision to like stream, do these other streams on Twitch, and show up other places?
Yeah. So I got my account got hacked
Oh
on
yeah,
Facebook Gaming the beginning of the year. So I
this
had
year.
to, yeah, beginning of this year.
Okay.
And so I had to, really dive into my Twitch a little bit because I was one of the content creators who was putting their eggs not all in one basket, but majority of them was, in the Facebook basket because, that's where I was thriving at the time.
Hmm.
And so being put in that position and having to build up to Twitch and people coming over. And when I went to Twitch and I noticed, some differences and some things that I like compared to other platforms, some things that I didn't like, I was like, oh, this is what you need to do to, keep everything intact. You need to make sure you're streaming on multiple platforms, even if you're partnered on one or, within contract, just stay within your legal bounds to mix it up. And as of late, with the news we talked about earlier, um, I'm that's why I respect all content creators and always been the same way, because even though I'm partnered on Facebook Gaming, like I'm literally starting over. With I got a jump start, I would say, but I'm like starting from the bottom again on YouTube. Like
Mhm.
only currently have like 100 subscribers or something like that. Like joining the grind again. Um, starting the grind on Twitch with we trying to reach 1,000 followers on Twitch, and
Yeah.
starting the grind on TikTok, trying to reach 1,500. Like these are relatively smaller numbers compared to the 60 on Facebook. So when people see me on Facebook, they see me in a different light than what you would you know
Hmm.
see in these other platforms. And I love it, man. I love it. I'm gonna continue to grind and see, do it again, do exactly what we did again, man. And that's what this field is all about. You just gotta, I always say, motivation and happiness is the best currency in streaming. I say that all the time on my live streams, because if you're not motivated and if you're not happy, it's gonna show in your content all the time. You know what I mean?
100%.
All the time.
100%.
So yeah.
Okay, okay, I gotcha. All right, yeah, yeah, I would say like for sure, my biggest advice as well is also to like multi-stream. I think starting off, that's the biggest thing you could do. Is multi-stream, or if you're not partnered with anybody, like if you're not affiliate partner, just stream everywhere. It doesn't really, just go everywhere. But
Mhm.
yeah, that's huge, man. Even though you have like, so you're saying even though you have like a lot of followers on one platform, you're partnered.
Mhm.
When you come over to another partner platform, you have to like kind of start over. So you kind of have that perspective again of being from the bottom and then moving up. um, what is your strategy going into that? Like, what are you using to like actually bring over your audience? Like, I guess this is a kind of a two-part question, but like, how are you bringing over your audience? Is that successful? And like, how are you building a new audience on these other
Um,
platforms?
so yeah, so definitely bringing over the audience. The committed ones will come, and that's been a pretty dope, you know, to see, like just to watch it happen. It's been pretty dope,
Yeah.
to put it that way. And yeah, that's been successful. And to try to build a new audience, man, is just trying again what worked before, as far as like just consistency. I
Mhm.
try to go live every day, except on Sundays. But you know, do things like this, different content, or network or anything like that. On a Sunday, that's what those days are for.
Mhm.
Um, Try to post videos, consistently, a few shorts a week and stuff like that. And everything is just starting now. You got to build that consistency, and
Yeah.
it's your mindset. It's your mindset. I approach this thing like, okay, I'm from the bottom, let's get to it. So every follower counts. Every time I get one follower, I'm happy. Like I say, if I get one follower a day, that's better than no followers a day. So every time I go live on Twitch, it's a successful stream if I get one new follower. you know
Oh
that's
yeah.
just how I look at it. So um yeah, just keeping that mindset and just grinding, man. It's something I love. So when you got a community that supports you, it definitely makes it a little easier. You just got to stay consistent, I think, for sure.
Yeah, well, for sure. The consistency is the thing that kills me, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, okay, so I think that's actually really good to talk about is consistency. I think what I'm actually discovering when it comes to that is it's a lot easier when you have people who are also doing the same thing that you're doing, that you're close with. And
Mm.
I noticed like you have BLG, which is like a huge, to me it's huge. It's like a big community. You made this community, right?
Mhm.
Blackline Gamers.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a huge community of other content creators, other streamers, and I guess people who just vibe with the brand. Uh, can you tell me a little bit more about like Blackline Gamers in general, and like what is Blackline Gamers, and how do you utilize that?
Yeah. So a lot of it gets misconstrued at times as well, because Blackline Gamers is like my brother, like my blood brother, actually created the name and created the brand for his son, my nephew. And I picked up I took over everything when I decided to stream. I was like, well, let me get the, because I love the name. I was like, well, let me get the name and the logo, and we'll do that. You know what I mean? I'm the only like streamer for Blackline Gamers.
Oh,
So
okay.
so when it comes to like Blackline Gamers, it's just me, you know. But then all of the other content creators and stuff like that that you see in the Discord and in the community and stuff like that, maybe I have inspired, or maybe I have answered some questions, or maybe they were a viewer at one point in time. But it's just a family, man, because since I started from nothing and was able to grow, I always make sure I show love to the people who I see that's starting from nothing and trying to grow. And I want them to stand on their own 2 feet. Like, I don't want them to ever get, like, oh yeah, he's with Trav, or he's BLG. Like, a lot of these people might have BLG in their gamer tag, but then their streaming name or their streaming company is just that's them on their own. They're just BLG by association, family, and stuff like that. So it's actually, I think it's a lot doper that way, because everybody's doing their own thing. um and it was just special how it came to be, man. It was we were just early in the whole Facebook gaming thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's excellent. Okay,
And I
so
have a new arm boom. I just haven't put it up. I know this shit keeps falling.
oh yeah,
Like, I literally have it sitting right here, brother. Like,
no, no, you're good.
no,
I,
it's
I
just
saw
literally
it on
'cause I'm like,
stream.
I just, yeah, I know you did. I just let the vibe know, because I'm just acting like it's not happening. It's just falling, and I'm just like, yeah. So look around like you can't see. Like, it's right here.
Yeah,
I gotta put
yeah.
it up.
Nah, you're good, man. I've been
Yeah,
using this guy for like years. This is that newer joint.
yeah.
It's like 20. I don't know how much this is actually. I forget. Inflation, man. I don't. It could be more than what it was when I bought it. But bro, you're totally fine.
Yeah,
I love how
yeah,
you
man.
I love how you showed that. Because I just remember it on stream.
It's
But
every day on stream. I knock it over every day.
you're good. Yeah, that's really powerful though. Like making a community, of just everybody, like content creators, streamers. Like you have no problem with people asking you. Like when I was in your stream, like 2 days ago, I think it was.
Mm,
You were vibing on these questions about streaming, that people were asking you, like your setup, like OBS. You're talking about like the boom arm, um,
mhm, yeah.
and other stuff. You're an open book. I was like, damn, like this is good. This is who like someone that I could look up to. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody could look up to, starting off. Um, I think it's like super important to have that type of mentality, or you know um, openness, I would say,
Mm.
you know, to these streams, because even on Facebook, I feel like people are using their real names and whatnot, and sometimes it allows people, I guess, to be a little bit more real. Um,
Mm.
but I think for the streamer, a lot of the times where you hit that record or you hit that start streaming, you kind of when you are putting on a show, you are kind of like becoming a character. But I think if you can, stay authentic as possible and open, like it works out in a really profound way. At least in my experience, I don't know about you. Have you? At least for what I've seen, it looks like you have had that same kind of experience.
Yeah, and I think it's just easier for me to just, like, I think I prefer it that way. Nothing against anybody who has to put on a persona, but I think I prefer just going on live and just having to be me, and just be funny in my own ways and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just different approaches to the content.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um,
Yeah.
and going back to like the community thing, I noticed like you actually stream quite often, like with three other streamers in the
Hmm.
community, which again brings me back to like that whole thing of like it's easier. I feel like it's easier, for at least for me it would be, but I don't know. This is me looking outside in. Um, it looks like when you have like a community of people that also do the same thing that you do, that you could like turn the stream on or make content with, on a regular, it gets a little bit, it has people like hold you accountable kind of, to like the content, in a way. I don't know. What is your, what is your way of like going about creating that kind of relationships with other streamers, content creators, and building that kind of like, consistent, flow of streams with them?
Yeah. Well, so I stream every morning with Kelly Kell TV and Thrive Gaming, who are also partnered content creators on the platform. Yeah, and that kind of came about from us just having like a mutual respect, you know, because we used to all go live around the same time in the morning, and that was kind of Thrive's doing. He just kind of reached out because at the time I kind of just was, going with the flow of everything. Like I don't really, that's one of my, I say flaws, I guess, as a content creator is trying to network. Even though I do have a community, my networking has been not the best. So
Mm.
what I've done is just try to be open and respond and everything like that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so we started streaming Apex every morning and just kind of like just be genuine, man, and just built like a brotherhood, and that's kind of how it's been. But is it easier? I would say yeah. Is it necessary? I don't think it's necessary. No, I don't think it's necessary. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you if you were solo, say like if you're going in solo, like have you been doing pretty much you've been pretty much going solo up to a certain
Mhm.
point. How would you what are like the best practices to stay as consistent as possible going forward, even when you may not be, say, streaming for like a lot of people in the beginning, or uh, even making enough revenue to even justify the hours. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What would your advice be for that? Staying consistent.
Um, like you saying, like if you're trying to do it full time and the revenue's not doing it, or if you're not seeing any progress or growth or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah. So like, say your goal is to go part time or
Hmm.
full time or become partner, and you've been grinding it for maybe like close to a year,
Hmm.
and you start to fall off a little bit. Say like how would you get back onto your your stream grind? It's kind of a question for me, honestly, but like for
Hmm.
anybody who is in that same situation, how do you keep that consistency going forward? What are your like tactics for that?
Um, that's a great question, man. Well, I would definitely like I said, you just have to find ways to get motivated, and find ways to be happy doing it. And in all honesty, if you can't find the motivation, or you not happy because of these things, and you're trying, new things and stuff like that, um, maybe take a break, reconsider your approach, get motivated, get some happiness, and then get right back to it, because of the industry it's in. It's ever changing, and sometimes it's just all timing. Sometimes it's just that one viral video. Sometimes it's that one game that comes out. Sometimes it's the one thing you did or you said. uh Maybe it might be that one raid, but a lot of the times I just think if you just stay motivated, one of those things could happen, or your consistency could just pay off over time,
Yeah.
um, because when I got hacked, because I haven't, I've been pretty consistent since I've started, but when I got hacked, everything came to a halt because, as you know, I'm mainly on Facebook gaming. So when the platform that was carrying me got essentially taken away, I was in a position where I needed to grind up. So I just had to find a way to get happy, man, because I wasn't feeling it, and it showed. You know, and I think you gotta do those two things.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. We'll probably talk about the hack situation a little bit in the members portion, but for sure, it definitely makes a lot of sense. Cause yeah, when you're live, everything shows. I feel like almost. I don't think people will actually tell you, but like it will show in like your, I feel like in your stream, like your stream results. Um, at least I've been in that way where I'm playing a certain game. Like this is a good example. I played a certain game that I wasn't vibing with, and then the stream did bad, you know. Whereas a certain game like Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, if I was playing that, and there was like a big moment, I don't know, fighting Frieza or something like that. And I'm vibing, I'm going off on all cylinders. The stream was popping, had like 60 people in there. It was crazy, compared to what I normally have is about 10, like 7, 10. So it's like, yeah, like it's definitely I definitely vibe with that for sure. What you're saying, take a break, step back, find that happiness. Um, unless that's your thing, you know what I mean. Unless that's your thing is to be sad on camera, and I mean, hey, more power to you. But yeah, the thing is, for sure, I'd probably just need to just keep grinding. Honestly, like for me, it's like, to stay consistent. Uh, I just gotta put in the hours. Um,
Well, are you motivated currently?
um, that's a good question too. Because like when it comes to motivation, I think for me it's very hard to find it sometimes. And that's mostly because it's like I myself never set off to be a streamer. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a content creator, pretty much, in terms of like doing VODs and stuff like that. And so I think in my case, I kind of like the way things are going because it seems like people are enjoying VODs again, whereas like back, you know, and I guess during the pandemic and like pre-pandemic, maybe like post 2016 or something like that, it was like a bunch of streamers were popping off, like going crazy, and it was all about streaming, getting on Twitch, and getting affiliate. And then now it's like, oh, you know, now it seems to be changing where like, oh, you just can't go live, to like, build an audience. Like it looks like you have to get into the algorithm some type of way, with VODs. But I don't think that's gotten any easier.
No,
So
no, no. Yeah.
yeah,
If anything has gotten tougher, because of how trends are going right now. Yeah, I agree.
yeah. So I think that's where my motivation issue comes from. It's like I want to go live, and I do. I think a lot of it also was because I was juggling a lot. Like I'm a full time video editor, so like I make videos all the time,
Mm,
on a production team, and then I also had like a business on the side doing video editing.
mm,
So for like I had like 3 clients who were recurring, so like they're monthly, or daily, I would say. For one of them, it was like constantly, and I had 2 other editors that I was managing. So like I had a damn agency, on the side,
right,
and then
right.
I stream late nights, so 10 p.m. I used to, now I don't, but 10 p.m. to like 12 p.m. So like it was tiring. It was just like really had to find that energy to come up live every day, or not every
Yeah,
day, but 3 times a day. I was trying to do it 3 times a week, to come in at 10 p.m. at the very end of my day and be like, let's go, Last of Us Part 2, I'm ready. And I think I killed that shit, but like
yeah.
yeah, yeah, it's hard to stay consistent. How would you, if you're juggling all of that for you? I know that you're full time now. Or you're
Mm.
full time now, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would assume.
yeah.
Okay,
No, no, I have. Yeah. Mm.
sweet. Back when you, I guess, weren't full time, how did you end up like juggling a lot of like responsibilities? How was your like timing per se for like streaming? Like, did you find it easier to like stream every day in the mornings or like nights? Or how was your balance? Is kind of the question. How did you balance, you know, the grind?
Give me 1 second, brother. I'll be right back.
Oh no,
We'll take a quick break.
quick break. Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be right back. Good to go. Yes, sir.
Okay, sweet.
I double booked. I had to, I had to tell her, hold on, I'll be finish the work later. All right. Apologize about that, brother.
No, you're fine. No, like I said, we do it on the fly, man. We do it on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fly.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's just like, and that actually goes to your question, man, how like you
Mhm.
juggle everything, creating content and having other obligations and having other things pop up and other things happening. And you really just have to deal with it as it go, man, and just see how you react to it and how you handle it because uh, tips off to you for video editing, man. I try to do it. It is a tedious,
Yeah.
uh, very tedious thing. It's not easy, especially if you care about your craft. You're not just putting anything out there, so you're trying to make sure you craft the perfect video every time. So like to be able to do that, or at least attempt to do that, and then try to stream, and then and then try to find time for the family, and then sleep, and then personal time. It just gets tough, man. But it is the industry that we're in. It is the industry that we're in. I think a lot of creators deal with similar, similar issues where trying to balance everything is tough. And,
Yeah.
I honestly don't think I have the answer because I'm still currently trying to do it. There's still things I need to work on, ups and downs. But, you know, it just depends on, your goal, your end game,
Mhm.
and how much effort you put into it, and then when you got to know when to pull back a little bit,
Yeah.
or just don't pull back, just go all in. It just depends. It really depends, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I appreciate that answer. That's pretty good. Yeah, I in my case, I think I did just like kind of go all in.
Mm.
I actually quit my business. I didn't dismantle it fully because it's good side income. Don't get me wrong. It's like good, a few
Yeah.
few few hundred here, a few hundred there. But like, oh boy, yeah, I think I said this in a different episode. But like it really homes true because it's something that woke me up recently. For what I'm trying to do. And it's
Mhm.
like. I don't know if you know who this guy Alex Hermosi is, but he's like a business influencer, um, content creator. Now he is. He didn't used to be, but he's the $100 million guy.
Mhm.
If you ever heard of him, but like he basically said, since we are kind of entrepreneurs in a way, um, he said like a lot of entrepreneurs have their hands in one or two things, um, and that's what's effing them up. You just got to pick one, and so for me, I heard that loud and clear. I've been hearing it like throughout the whole year, honestly, but at that moment, because he yelled it, and on stage, I figured, oh shit, oh he's
Yeah.
talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, that's it. I need to pick one. So this has been a dream of mine since like 2013. I'm pretty sure like a lot of kids, especially, have had this dream of becoming like influencer, content creator. Play games to make money. It's not really about that. It's more about like that making that community, bringing that community together around the things that you love, and that's what I wanted to build, and influence people in that way. If someone was lonely, ever wanted a friend to like kick back, play a game with, I'll be that guy, kind of thing. And so, um, you know, after like realigning that with myself, it was like I got to do this because I think it's a calling, and the agency was definitely taking a lot of time. So I pretty much went all in. It's definitely not the not everybody should do it, but like you said, like based on your timing, based on like what's going on in your life, sometimes you got to make that call. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm not irresponsible. I still got my full time job. I'm still editing, but that I can handle. It was the agency. It was just doing way too much at the
Yeah.
same time. Um, yeah, I'll probably have a better time streaming now. In terms of consistency, going forward, without the agency pulling me so much. And now that we got the podcast going, man, it's been pretty. I would say it's been pretty streamlined. I think um, uh, I guess to I guess we're coming up on our hour. I would say I do have like a big kind of like last ticket question that I ask all my
Yeah.
guests. Um,
I'm ready for it.
well, yeah, it's maybe it's. Should I do two of these? Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay, so basically, I always ask, um, if somebody was starting today from scratch, or if you were starting today from scratch. You kind of were actually, like now that you're on Twitch doing your things on Twitch and YouTube. Um,
Mhm.
but if you were like absolute zero, like you had no like kind of like head start, the partnership or anything like that, and you're starting today in 2022, 2023.
Mhm.
what would be your moves to get to where you are today? Pretty much, like what would you tell yourself?
To get to where I am, if I'm starting today, I'd have to pay attention to trends. So I think I would just go full on just short videos. Like I
Uh,
would just do straight short videos, shorts. Like I would do that. And if I go live, I probably would go live playing honestly whatever the most popular game is. Like if I'm starting today, I'm going live playing the most popular game and I'm just dropping shorts of, you know, any other game that I play. And probably just do it like that, man, because the way things are going, when a video game comes out, there's YouTube channels who only just post like cutscenes on YouTube, and they get hundreds of thousands of, you know what I mean, of views, and they're not even on the, they might stream as well, but they're letting that streamline them into the algo. So I just think short videos, like if you're starting today, you need to, like, instead of just, how you can have different type of skill sets to try to get in here. You could be a really great streamer, or a really good gamer. I think actually I think you are in the best position right now. If you are a dope video editor and you love gaming, plus a little bit of live streaming, like, then that is kind of where you need to be, because you need to be pumping out shorts, videos, TikToks, reels, YouTube, everywhere, and just build a community that way, and then surprise them with the live. I don't think the live is the headline anymore, so we'll see.
hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. I don't want to admit it, man, because I my whole thing is like live, or I'm not sorry, shorts. I don't like them.
Mhm.
If I'm being honest with myself, what is your opinion on them?
You like
Like TikToks and
what do you mean you
Reels.
don't like them? Like, what do you mean?
It's like I guess I'm in love with like longer form videos. I'm like one of those people who will
Mhm.
sit down and watch a full, let's play, or like a full like I don't know, gaming video of any kind.
Mhm.
But when I see a short, it makes me want to want to have more.
Mhm.
And it I feel like a lot of the times it lacks a little bit of like authenticity, I want to say.
Mhm. And originality. A lot of them are the same sound, same songs and stuff.
Yeah, it
Mhm.
gets me a little bit because I'm just like, oh, I want like something a little bit more personable. So it does kind of make me go to look for these people, like check out their channels and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
I'm that's me. That's just me coming from where I'm standing, like as a content creator, or like as a a person who's like enthusiast in this space. But like for a consumer, I mean, that's just the way things are going, and I think you're right.
Mhm. Yeah.
Everybody's falling into it. So
Yeah, nah, honestly, I don't feel a certain way about them. I just understand that that's what everyone wants, like that's what Facebook is pushing. Like, they're telling us they want more reels.
mhm.
TikTok has the most like has insane views and recurring views
It's crazy.
out of all the platforms, and it's just, just something like you kind of gotta do, like, when the game changes a little bit, like when quarterbacks start scrambling in the NFL, and now you see every quarterback is scrambling because that's what works. This was winning, and that's kind of what happened with the shorts. The shorts came into the game and started scrambling, and we need a quarterback like that now. So we need shorts. We need to put those out there. That's what
That's good.
I think, and I don't know if it'll stay that way. You never know what's next. Like, we don't know what could be next. You might be back on, like you said, VODs, or lives might take back off. Especially with TikTok streaming, people might start wanting to watch lives more. So you never know. You never
Mhm.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a good analogy. Yeah, I think I just myself, I gotta get out of my own way and just make the darn things. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Storm
weird.
out.
It's weird. It's like you get like a couple hundred from like a few seconds, It's odd.
Yeah.
It just throws everything I know. So for a long time, we've been doing like longer form videos, and then shorts come, and it's just like, oh, this is very different.
Yeah.
How do you get all these views on it? It's I guess it's easier consumption of video, so it works. I'll get on it. I'll get on it.
Yeah, that's where it's at, man. It's definitely where it's at. If you can find like a formula, like a format, just pump them out, man. I don't know how easy it would be for you
I do.
to
I have
pump
a
out
Yeah. I have
shorts.
a. Let me see if I can pop it up real fast.
Yeah.
In this podcast, I do have like a system here where I can show.
Mm,
This is a really good resource that another guy was talking about that I use to make my shorts really fast. So let me see if I
mm,
can actually. I'm sorry, that's your camera. There we go.
mm,
So yeah, this resource here, I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's
mhm,
called Combo. And basically, if you pair your Twitch with it while you're streaming, you can take your clips from your Twitch stream, and then it ingests in here, and you can just like edit your shorts. You can like do like this thing where you can pop out your camera. You can do like basically like a crop out your camera,
mhm.
put it on top. You can do captions. You could cut. It's like a little editor in browser, and you can pop out clips real hella fast. It's actually really good, and it's free. They do have this like premium version of it, which just gives you like
Mhm.
more bandwidth or something like that, and more download upload. But like it's legit. I don't know if you use this. I don't know
Nah, I
if
never seen that. I use Adobe, which is very confusing, which I'm
yeah,
learning a day at a time.
yeah,
But
Premiere,
I've been
man.
using Adobe Premiere.
I love Premiere.
Yeah.
Love Premiere. I say that truthfully and kind of sarcastically, but yeah, it's this this is a bit easier. I feel. So if you're ever streaming on Twitch, for your late night streams, like if you got clips, man, like sign up for this, pay your Twitch, and then you can like
Yeah.
take your clips, and even if it's like for some reason, oh, I know what my reason was. My You gotta like turn on like in Twitch, you gotta turn on a setting to like save your lives, or else it just gets rid of them.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that was there for on default, but if you have your clips saved, you can just edit them in the browser. Here, it's fast. You can just upload them straight to TikTok or I think Facebook too. There's other places, Reels.
Oh yeah, it's
So
dope
that's
actually.
yeah,
Mm,
it's really cool. I think that is what I'm gonna be using to you know, at least I've used it already to make a couple TikToks and a couple Reels,
mm.
a few YouTube shorts. That all did pretty well actually. It's just like it's odd. I just
It
don't
is
like it.
odd. It's just random. You just post them and it's randomly get a bunch of views. Like they just put them out there, man.
Man,
Yeah.
and yeah, things are changing. And so that's kind of like one of my last questions was like, what is your opinion on the future of? But we pretty much got that, man.
Yeah.
I think we're. I think I'm gonna wrap it here. Um, do you want any like I don't know, like let us know anything, last thoughts or anything like that you want to give the audience. My audience is a bunch of content creators and streamers who are just starting, so like starting from
Mhm.
zero and going, you know, they're not even don't even have Elgatos, my guy. Like I teach a lot
Yeah,
of people
yeah, yeah.
like how to stream from their console to like their phone to get it everywhere they want to get it, like all these different peripherals. But these are definitely people who are just getting their feet in the water and wanting to build a community.
Yeah.
What would you say to them? Any last thoughts or
Um,
anything like that?
I would say, man, if you have any questions, like don't be afraid to definitely ask. Like I'm sure that samurai is a great source of information, man. You know, been knowing him for at least 2 years, and you've never been afraid to ask any questions, any things like that. And it seems like you found a lot of answers that you were looking for, and it shows, man. So it's dope. See you still doing your thing. So no question is a dumb question, but don't be afraid to do your own research. But some things are confusing, and just like I said, the best currency in this in this whole business, in this field, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, it's a business if you want to generate revenue. Some people don't want to generate revenue, but if you want to, it's a business. The best currency is motivation and happiness. If you're not motivated, if you're not happy while you're doing it, you're not going to want to do it. And that's just plain and simple. So when you don't have those two things, you're not ready to go. So once you find those two things, you're ready to go.
Excellent,
So yeah,
man. Yeah,
that's it.
that's the gospel.
I'm telling you, man.
That's it, bro.
Uh,
Where can people find you, man? What are your socials?
my socials are BLG_Trav, TRAV. Guys can find me on all platforms. Blackline Gamers, all platforms. But I only run the Blackline Gamers page on Facebook, so that's where I stream at daily. Facebook Blackline Gamers. So if you guys want to track me down, you can track me down that way. Yeah,
Excellent. Yeah, he's definitely like a person really good to follow. Well, you learn a lot from Trav because his community is they're great.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
just
Good
great,
people,
bro.
man. Yeah, funny
I
as
love
hell,
them.
man.
I love
Yeah,
them. They're so cool.
yeah,
Man. All right, well, that's gonna do it, man. I'm gonna hop off, and I don't really know how to end these, but
yeah,
thanks guys for watching. Thanks
yeah,
for coming, Trav. I appreciate you, man.
yeah. No problem, bro.
If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to see the rest of the show, make sure to subscribe and become a member of the channel so that you can get the rest of the podcast and see more of our guests that we had on today. And if you're listening to the audio only version of the show, you can get access to the full show by joining the Patreon. And if there's a streamer that you would like me to interview next, let me know down in the comments below and we'll try to get them on the show. Links are all in the descriptions. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.